All teens have awkward moments, even if they're the son of a president. From a weird hand swat during a parade to a hilarious high-five fail. Barron Trump's uncomfortable moments just happen to be seen by millions. During Donald Trump's 4 years in office, the world learned a great deal about his golfing obsession, his preference for Diet Coke, and his fondness for using all caps in his tweets. But the one topic that has remained a mystery has been Trump's youngest son, Barron. The older Trump children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, Eric, and Tiffany, helped campaign for their father, kept his private businesses running, and even served in his administration. But Barron has been kept away from the public eye so that he can enjoy a normal life. His mother, Melania Trump, is said to be especially protective of him. Her last public acknowledgement of her son was a tweet in March 2021. Posting a photo of balloons showing the number 15, she wrote simply, "Happy birthday, BWT." As hard as his parents have tried to preserve his privacy, there have been a few times over the years in which the youngest Trump has been seen acting his age. We all like to think our children hang on to every word we say, but of course that's totally not true. Even kids of the rich and powerful have moments where they tune mom and dad out. That was the case for Barron Trump back in July of 2016, when he attended a campaign event for his dad. Just 10 years old at the time, Barron was seated in a row with his mom and several members of his extended family, so there was no chance for him to escape the room or the TV cameras. During the speech, ABC News caught Barron looking less than thrilled to hear his father talking about political issues. He rubbed the arm of the seat with his sleeve. He yawned. He even jiggled his water bottle. Melania briefly cast a glance at her son, but chose not to correct him publicly. Commenters on the YouTube video were sympathetic to the preteen. One viewer wrote, "Poor kid, he just wants to go home and play some Minecraft." In all fairness, nobody asked Barron Trump whether he wanted to be uprooted from his luxurious gold and marble Manhattan penthouse and forced to start over in D.C. Nobody gave him a say in the rules presidential kids are expected to obey, such as having to be followed everywhere by a Secret Service detail and not being allowed to leave the White House unattended. So if he wasn't feeling super enthusiastic about his father's inauguration day, we can give him a little leeway. Following the rituals, music, and speeches of the swearing-in, the Trump family made the traditional walk down Pennsylvania Avenue to the White House. Walking slightly ahead of his parents, Barron smiled and waved to the cheering crowd. At one point, the parade turned a corner, bringing the tween next to his mother. In an awkward moment that was caught by TV cameras, Melania reached out her left hand to Barron, who quickly swatted it away. Perhaps he felt holding mom's hand in public was a little too babyish for a 10-year-old. Whatever the reason, it made for an uncomfortable moment in an otherwise triumphant day.
And that's what's happened, big league.
The rejected public display of affection wasn't Barron's only cringy move on Inauguration Day. Later in the ceremony, cameras caught the newly minted First Lady trying to connect with her son yet again. But what was meant to be a quick high-five moment turned into a hilarious sequence of near misses. Melania's hand went up, Barron's didn't. She put her hand down, he put his up. She raised hers again, he turned away. Then Barron turned back and swung, nearly smacking his mom on the arm.
Uncomfortable interviews, overly edited Instagram pics, and creepy Halloween costumes. Donald Trump Jr. and Kimberly Guilfoyle may be the Republican version of an ideal couple, but their relationship can be borderline cringeworthy at times. Donald Trump Jr. and Kimberly Guilfoyle began their relationship in 2018. Don Jr. was fresh off his divorce from his ex-wife Vanessa Trump, whom he allegedly cheated on with Aubrey O'Day. Guilfoyle, on the other hand, had been married twice already and seemed to be way more excited about Don Jr. than he was about her. Admittedly, public appearances don't always capture the true dynamic of a relationship, but Don Jr. certainly doesn't help things by sharing slightly demeaning jokes about his fiancée. For instance, back in 2023, he called her a broad on Instagram and claimed it was an inside joke. Don Jr. has often defended these comments about Guilfoyle, but we wonder why he doesn't save the teasing for their private moments and protect Guilfoyle from the internet's meanness. The couple's nicknames for each other are another awkward bit of TMI that no one asked for. During a Turning Point USA campus rally in 2018, Guilfoyle openly called Don Jr. Mints and promoted their self-designed ship name, Donberly. A few months later, Page Six reported that Don's nickname for Guilfoyle was Pooh Bear. One theory is that Don's choice references sleazy antagonist Warner Huntington III from Legally Blonde, who called Elle Woods Pooh Bear. Junior Mintz, on the other hand, is said to be more heartfelt. A friend of the couple reportedly told Page Six that Guilfoyle often says that Don Jr. is sweet, like Junior Mintz candy. As for Don Burley, we have no idea where that one came from. Without a doubt, an image of Guilfoyle and Don Jr. taken at the 2023 Conservative Political Action Conference, or CPAC, is a strong contender for the cringiest photo ever. Don Jr.'s entire body language seems stiff, and he almost seems to be holding a breath and pushing his chest out. Sadly, Guilfoyle doesn't look any better. And although we'd like to imagine that this image was a bad attempt at merging two separate photos, the image is real and was taken on the first day of the event. Worse still, these pictures were not the only embarrassing occurrence of the day. Don Jr. also tried to give Willy Wonka a run for his money. At one point during his speech, the first son said to the crowd to check under their seats for a gold chocolate bar. He then added,
"That's a VIP ticket to my father's reception tomorrow at CPAC."
In 2019, Don Jr. and Guilfoyle made a joint appearance on The View. The pair were scheduled to discuss Don's new book, Triggered, but the different political stances of the guests and hosts soon caused multiple arguments. At one point, Meghan McCain tore into Don Jr. for his father's brutish way of speaking to Gold Star families, fellow politicians, and even her father, John McCain, who had passed away.
The pain, inflicting pain on so many people, wouldn't have been worth it to me or my family to the White House, so I just want to know, is it worth it?
Don Jr. responded that his father had been attacked more than any other president and was merely fighting fire with fire. But given the president's attacks on Gold Star families, this answer clearly didn't satisfy McCain and her co-hosts. However, Guilfoyle was quick to come to her man's defense, explaining that she had also lost her parents and understood Meghan's pain.
It breaks my heart to hear anybody say anything about your father.
She went on to explain that the Trumps were the real victims because their family was frequently attacked. Expectedly, the hosts weren't having it, and Whoopi Goldberg responded,
"Part of being president is having a pair that can take whatever heat comes towards you."
Everyone's guilty of a little Photoshop now and then, but Guilfoyle and Don Jr. have taken it too far. A few months after going public with their relationship, Guilfoyle uploaded a picture of her and Don to Instagram. Right away, it was clear that the image had been badly over-edited. It had been airbrushed so much that there were no human-like features on either Don or Guilfoyle. They had no pores or expression lines, and Don Jr. seemed to have an artificial sparkle in his eyes. The photo seemed so glossy and unnatural that it quickly became an internet meme. Even Chrissy Teigen took a shot at the couple on X by reposting their picture and captioning it, "Hello, we are robots. Smiling is opening your lips and exposing your teeth until you feel a light tension on the outer corners of your mouth." We imagine that Guilfoyle and Don Jr.'s shared political beliefs are a strong pillar of their relationship. However, their seeming inability to have politics-free interests is annoying to say the least. During Halloween 2019, the couple decided to use the holiday to point out that Donald Trump Sr. was being witch hunted. Guilfoyle chose to dress up as a witch and Don Jr. as the hunter, using hashtags like witch hunt and MAGA. Not only were the photos embarrassing, they were not very flattering. It's also sad that they seem unable to enjoy a simple holiday without making a political statement. It's not the first time the couple has tried to hijack Halloween for the president either. Don Jr. also made a joke about taxing his daughter's Halloween candy to teach her about socialism in an attempt to shade Democrats.